What is going on, fire signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. With that said, let's go ahead and see what you guys got going on for today in your love lives. Let's see what we got. All right. So your underlying energy, family, is the judgment card. Okay, so this is about another opportunity, a second chance, especially one that in which you guys thought maybe wasn't able to come back, right? Because like think about it, judgment talks about Phoenix rising from the ashes. So this can indicate that there was a time and period where something ended, and I don't think for a lot of you guys were sure that. You know, you weren't sure if this was legit, or this was going to be, you know, if this was ever going to happen again, if there was another opportunity again. Some of you guys, this is a big change. This is a really big change in your life, right? This direction that you pick regarding this energy is really big. This whole reading is about the judgment decision, right? About judgment period, in which you review, you look back, you see how much you've grown, you see how much you've, yes, you know how much you've grown from this situation. And now that the situation has come back, what are you going to do about it? Because it's about something different, doing something differently than you did before. Now, in the heart of your reading, you have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess talks about intuition. She talks about trusting your instincts. She talks about your gut instincts. She talks about, you know, she's very passive at the same time. But the High Priestess can also indicate that this is not a secret, but this is definitely giving me some vibes. There's something that you know, but ultimately it's about trusting your gut instinct. And what's crossing that is the Page of Pentacles. I think there's a lot of looking closely at the details. Not a bad thing, but the High Priestess is all about trusting your gut instincts. And with this situation, when it comes to a stable relationship, there is going to be some work that needs to be done in order for there to be stability, in order for there to be something that obviously can lead to more, right? But it's a small step, nothing huge, but I feel like this is like, you know, kind of coming to some sort of conclusion in regards to what you truly have a value. Some of you guys may be, you know, trying to figure out what is valuable to you. Some of you guys may be figuring out what to do with in regards to an offer. Okay, and you guys may be looking for specific things and being very particular about the offer here, but, you know, in looking for certain things. But I think at the end of the day, you're looking at, you know, what's the potential for all of this, and honestly, it all depends on what you do with that energy. What you do with that offer, period. Now, the past shows the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is definitely you guys. It's you guys here. Excuse me. The Queen of Wands indicate a time of, you know, not indicate a time period, but this is her in your max energy, right? Well, King of Wands would be your max energy. With the Queen of Wands, she's very independent. She's very confident in herself. She does what she wants to do. She's really tapped into her own. She's very in her own energy. She's very fiery. She's very passionate. She is a go-getter. She knows what she wants, and therefore she'll go get it. Nothing stops her. There's a lot of go energy from you guys. You guys have, you know, put in a lot of work and really went after the things that you wanted to go after. Enjoyed your life. Did things that you wanted to do. Right? Spoke your truth. You know, been you inside and out, and don't care about nobody, right? You don't care about what nobody thinks. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. And that brought people to you. That's brought a lot of things to you, a lot of opportunities. That made things, you know, happen because you accepted yourself and you were yourself openly and fully. And here you have the Eight of Pentacles in your presence. So now there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of focus. There's a lot of drive. I feel like, yes, there's this, you know, you guys definitely connected with yourself here. Some of you guys may have interacted with someone that you feel is your other half. You know, maybe you've met your other person, but now there's a lot of work, right? There's a lot of, you know, focus, a lot of like, you know, constant elbow grease, like, you know, a good pattern going. But you're also, you know, very focused on and driven and dedicated to your craft, you know. And I feel like it's because you're working on this tedious, boring situation. Like, everything's boring right now. I think you had a lot more fun in the past, but right now things are boring. And there's no telling where all of this can lead. You could be putting a ton of work into something. And that's still very risky business because you're going into a direction where you have no idea how it will turn out. But as long as you trust your intuition with this, and you keep doing what you feel like you're led to do, I feel like you're going to be on the straight and narrow. The spirit, you know, spirit, high priestess, your higher self, God, they will never leave you astray. They will always be with you and have your back. And as long as you trust your higher self and trust your instincts, things will be, I think everything will be fine. Some of you guys, you may recognize that the moon can indicate fears and tackling insecurities and such. And I feel like for some of you guys, yeah, this may be one of those things where you're doing something, even, you know, you're interacting with someone that you see as your other half, or you've started to accept and start to embrace all of yourself. But then there's a lot of work that's come into play, not just physically or financially, but also emotionally, right? And I think that maybe, you know, this will tap into fears a little, you know, a time where you're not necessarily comfortable, of course, right? You have to go through a lot of the dark stuff. And that right there is totally what's going to free you. But I think this is the same thing with judgment, right? Judgment is all about making the choice, even if you don't know what it will offer you. But it's about doing something differently with what you got. And I feel like you guys are taking the steps right now to do something differently. And it's a lot of work, even though it's something that's temporary and that may not last forever, right? But not in the sense like, excuse me, not last forever. Like, usually it's about the work that's in progress right now, temporary work. Even though it's temporary work right now that's not going to, you know, that you don't have to do forever, it does lead to benefit your goals. So right now it's saying, your advice is saying to focus on your dream, focus on what you want to feel, focus on being happy and, you know, on the emotional contentment that you've given yourself, as well as your certain situation that you have right now, right? Because ultimately what you're trying to manifest is, you know, is the feeling that you have in the present moment. What do you feel? As long as you feel happy, as long as you feel good, as long as you're content, you don't need anything. You know, it's talking about watching your expectations here, right? Knowing what you want, knowing what you want to feel, not necessarily focusing on the practical, right? Because everything is about emotion. And I think the High Priestess is like, yes, the challenge here is just trusting intuition, but not letting the material, the stuff that can come and go like that, not letting that dictate what makes you happy, letting that feeling, because when you were truly happy, when you were truly you, that's when things started to kick off. Not when you had more responsibilities, not when you had an offer of love come in, or someone that wanted to stabilize and become maybe more exclusive, or to take the relationship a little more seriously. It came because you felt yourself free, and you felt yourself more in touch with you than you have ever felt, perhaps. You were having more fun. You were doing things that you wanted to do. You felt your energy. And that's the most important thing right now. And it's not about, you know, looking at that, you know, looking at those other things. And that's why the moon's coming up in the future. Sometimes you just don't know. That doesn't mean it's bad. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your Wisdom of the Oracle card for Thursday. Let's see what we got. The tribe and to be told, the truth be told. And there's a little bit of honesty that's needed here. I was just, you know, I was thinking about the High Priestess and the moon, and it does mean secrets. It can mean secrets. It doesn't always have to mean there's a secret. But with truth be told, it's about talks about being honest with yourself, being honest with who you are, being honest in the situation, just being true to who you are, being real. And if your happiness doesn't consist of what you're doing, then don't do it, right? But you have to come from a place where the Queen of Wands would come. Would she continue to do things she was happy with? That's not her vibe. That's not her style. Queen of Pentacles probably would. But the Queen of Wands, she's all about what she enjoys, what she feels passionate about. She'll work for something if that's what she wants. As long as it's something that you want to do, keep going. If it's not, then it's time. And then you have the tribe here, and it talks about different roles that people play within the community, with your friends, with your family, and what role you play. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this may be about talking about spending time with your family and friends. Maybe this is about having some, what understanding your dynamic in your friendships, in your relationships, in your in your family. And understanding that everyone else has a role too. Everyone else has a tribe as well. Everyone else has a role in that tribe as well. That's what I mean. And understanding yours and understanding theirs will help you stay on the straight and narrow. Start dabbling in other people's stuff, you start to become overwhelmed, and you start to, really start to feel like you're out of balance. But I feel like understanding the people that you are in a relationship with, or understanding the dynamic that you want to play in this relationship, in this family, in your tribe, that's what's going to help you kind of keep things at a grounded step, to keep things grounded and keep things steady. It's because since you're going, trusting your intuition with this, and really relying on your instincts, there are going to be some things that you kind of feel like you're left kind of flapping in the wind. But as long as you have people around you that have your back and support you, and truly that you have designated roles in, if that makes sense, it'll help this process. Even if you don't really know where it will lead, it'll help it kind of feel like you have some sort of groundedness, you have some sort of role, you have some sort of responsibility, like this Page of Pentacles, right? Alright guys, so this has been your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos. And I also want to thank my clients for participating in the 10 question sale, $10 question sale, and the soulmate investigation reading on Instago. And thank you so much for booking a reading with me on my website. If you want to do your own reading, guys, you can go in the description box or go ahead and click the icon in the corner. And I will see you guys very soon. Love you to death. Take care.